Yes, I agree. As we said in my previous interview with Tamika Dixon and Brenda Wilson and Joseph Morganfield, when you look at the influence that the blues had on the current rock bands, from the Rolling Stones to all kinds of different musicians, James Brown, Prince, even Elvis Presley, all of the people there were influenced by what was the music around, which was really from the South. It was blues, and that developed into incredibly good blues performers. And then it kind of merged into rock and roll, rhythm and blues, and other things. One thing you said that's interested me, and I just made a note here. You said that the current artists, the sons and daughters and granddaughters of the famous musicians like Muddy Waters and Willie Dixon and people like that, you said they're not really appreciated for their own name. They're appreciated more for the fact that they're related to famous people. Is that what you were saying? Is that what I was understanding?
Absolutely, yeah, that's really true. And the interesting thing is that a lot of them they're extremely skilled and extremely good. And all it takes is good salesmanship to sell this music, because it's so good. And it heals people, and it brings people together.
Yes.
People in the Blues Foundation this year, they got the Grammys to expand to 2 Blues Awards again.
And I'm pretty sure that you can thank Tamika for that. I think that she's been very active in the Grammys to get this done. That's kudos to her. Well done, Tamika.
Yes, and Tamika, her role, I just love it, because she's out there, she's a lot younger and has a lot of energy, and she's bringing together people that have never really been together before, and she just won't quit.
Now, Larry, tell me a little bit. Have you been to schools and workshops, Larry?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh, it's fun. It's really fun, to work with the kids.
Yeah.
So as Bonnie was saying, most of the kids, most of them don't know about picking up an instrument or playing an instrument or nothing, because since they took basically took the music out of schools, it's kind of different when I was going. When I was going, we had great music teachers. I had a great music teacher. His name was Watson, and he was a dynamic music teacher, man, dynamic, and he was really into it to make sure that the kids would learn. He wasn't there just for show. He was there for real, man.
Yeah.
That we really got it,
And I was going to say, Larry, it's funny you say that, because you're absolutely right. Music as a lesson has been relegated, and yet it is so important. It's funny when you just take a step back, Larry and Bonnie. So you're at school, you're at school for 8 years or whatever, but then you have the whole rest of your life. And so by dropping something that everybody on the planet loves to do, which is listen to music, so when you relegate that out of the curriculum, people don't really know what they're listening to. They can't separate out a bass rhythm. They can't listen acutely to the music to understand what's being gone. They listen to it as an overall sound. Yeah, I like that, or, well, that's not really my scene. And I think what you've done, the idea that you've got to have, a traveling group to go round, and it doesn't have to be just you, it can be something that can grow. So, Larry, where do we get funding from for this? Who should be trying to fund this? Because the schools in Chicago, have I understood, they're pretty much broke, aren't they? They're pretty much bankrupt. They have no money.
I mean, sometimes, people, they give money for some of the most stupid reasons for other stuff.
I agree with you there. So how do you see, is there a path that you think that we can go? How do people who are listening to this broadcast, how do they get involved? How is that possible?
Well, it's easy if they want to help us do our program. We have one program that we're doing. I have this Chicago School of Blues, and I have a sponsor, Fractured Atlas, and you can go online and donate through our website, the ChicagoSchoolBlues.org. And
so say that again. It's barrelhousebonnie.com.
Right.
And what was the other one?
Larry Taylor, ChicagoBlues.com.
Okay. And there was another one you mentioned.
The ChicagoSchoolOfBlues.org.
Okay. Now, if they go on to any of those websites, can they make donations to try and help you out?
Yes, it'll all link to my project, my Fractured Atlas project. And Fractured Atlas, by the way, for other artists who are interested in this, you can sign up with this New York group. It's a fiscal sponsorship. Fractured Atlas can accept tax-deductible 501c3 donations from people, and they get a tax break just like any other
Yeah,
charity.
yeah.
The purpose of Fractured Atlas is to support individual artists in all genres, in all things, dance, theater, music, everywhere, doing their thing in film. And we have a film project going too, the rhythmandtheblues.com. Right now, we're basically in need of help. We're about to be homeless because we've been staying at my church parsonage, and they sold the parsonage to another church. I've helped shelter Larry's family, his 2 teenagers. That's how bad things are in Chicago.
Oh, dear.
We must find a way to get these musicians paid, and it involves promotion of blues as a worthwhile genre. We really need a major educational push. I think we need some money to then translate into going on a lot of these media places and talking about the value of blues. And within the rock community, what would be really helpful, the rock guys, if they could include a blues act in some of these rock festivals, you know.
I agree, and I was thinking of that when I was listening to you. You know, they're making millions, and obviously some of them could donate and help out with this blues workshop to help struggling musicians that are not making it but are incredibly talented. And to have them as an opening act would be wonderful. It would start to get the genre up and running. It would give it a kickstart.
Maybe talk the city into being more proud of these musicians and having the city support more than just one blues club that they promote, or 2 or 3, but the whole genre and educating people in the genre.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I don't know who will be listening to this. You never know. But my message out is very clear. You know, those of you that have made millions, remember where the roots came from, and to keep those roots alive through education programs in schools is very, very important. And maybe you could donate some of your millions, just some dollars, to help this along. And maybe at the same time consider hiring blues acts to support you and open up for you. That way we're giving it a much wider audience. It would be, it's not really asking a lot, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
So once again, I'm with Larry Taylor and Bonnie McKeown. We're talking about trying to keep the blues alive. Now, did you both know from the interview that I did with Tamika Dixon and with Joseph Morganfield, they're putting on a stage show in March, and it's going to be a 48-hour non-stop blues show. I'm going to try and get into the Guinness Book of Records at the Opera House.
About Tony Spearman in the Greenwood, South Carolina.
That's right.
Thing.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
But you should both be there. You should both be playing at the show there. It is a benefit show, but we've got Les Paul guitars. They're going to be one of the sponsors. We've got a couple of other big sponsors. Good. I think it's a great idea. Start back at the roots, get schools interested, and definitely get your bands to be playing alongside some of the big names. You know, I think that's a great idea, and it's not difficult to do. My interview today is with Larry Taylor. Larry Taylor is a renowned blues player, and Bonnie the Barrel House McKeown. The purpose of meeting them both and talking to them is about their views of why the blues is dying, and I agree with you. It needs to be given a leg up, and I think enough people are making millions from the music industry to be able to help this out, and it wouldn't take very much to keep it going. So both of you...
It would be thank you.
You're very welcome. So this is my interview with Larry Taylor and with Bonnie McKeown, both from Chicago, and my message to everyone out there listening, I'm just talking to 2 people that are practically homeless, and that they're trying to keep the blues alive. They need gigs, they need some help along the way here. So anybody out there that sees this, please look to the information on how to donate, Traveling Blues School. And Larry and Bonnie, thank you so much. Goodbye, both of you. You're very welcome. Bye, Bonnie. Thanks for setting this up.
Thanks, Tony. We really appreciate you.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you, Larry, and talking to you, Bonnie.
Pleasure.
This is Tony Moore for Glow Time Radio. This was my interview with Larry Taylor and Bonnie McKeown, blues musicians in Chicago, USA. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. This is Tony Moore for Glow Time Radio. This was my interview with Larry Taylor and Bonnie McKeown, blues musicians in Chicago, USA. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.